Make sure we're live. And anybody see us? Why is the screen black? Let's see here. One, two, 1, 2.
There we go.
There we are. All right. We are up. Ladies and gents, what's going on? Michael here, Rob. Today we're going to give you your fishing report. We're going to get to that. Before we do get into the report, let's talk about the Big Pond Brawl because we are just a few weeks away, like 2 or so? Something like that?
So we got 3 weeks.
Yeah, coming up. So first, let's talk about the Big Pond Brawl. Beginning on, when do we say, Monday? Or we're going to
open up the sign-ups for the June 8th tournament on Monday.
Yeah, so for
And
those, that'll be for the series boats. So if you're in the series, all the captains are in the series. You guys get priority to lock in your spots for the June 8th date. You'll have a 1-week period to make payment, and then after that 1-week period, whatever isn't paid for will then be opened up to the public. So for those that are wanting to fish a one-off and do the June 8th event, you will be able to purchase your tickets the following week. You'll have what do we say, 2 weeks or so?
Yeah.
For them to buy your spot. As it stands right now, on paper, that's about 8 slots because we have like 42 or so, 41 boats that are in the series. Now, provided that one of the series boats has to pull out or doesn't make payment, that'll open up, additional slots. But it's looking like there'll be 8 total spots available for the June 8th event for the Big Pond Brawl. And so we'll post more information on our social media, on Facebook and such, so stay posted for that. Now, let's talk about quickly a couple things that we got in new at the shop. Rob, want to talk about?
Yeah, we have the new Salmon Candy Gold Dodgers. We have half a dozen different colors, all on gold. We got Fire Tiger, this is the Rasta Goose, this is Orange Crush, and the Double O. So they're in the double wides and the double O's. Really good, especially in off-color water. Gold is always a consistent color anytime you're fishing off-colored water, and it's something the fish aren't seeing out there.
Yeah.
Everybody's pulling a lot of red and a lot of yellow and fire dot and all that kind of stuff, some orange. Try some gold.
Yeah.
Try something different. It definitely works.
I wonder how that do for like browns. If you're doing like nearshore browns.
Exactly.
For those that are doing some tournament stuff, pulling that just off the bottom with a fly, perhaps, or
yeah, and we've been seeing more and more browns eating dodgers the last couple of years, or chasing baits behind dodgers and hitting that kind of stuff. So this would be a great bait to try for brown trout.
Yeah. What else? I think that's all that we have new. So let's go ahead and jump into the fish report. We've both been out, both together and individually, and it's been a pretty good week. I mean, the weather has actually been really nice. A lot of good days. This weekend's been really good. What do we got to share with them on that front?
Well, fish are really scattered. When we saw yesterday, you can catch fish, starting probably 30, 35 feet. We kind of blew past that a little bit, but a lot of other boats stayed in shallower. You can just head out as deep as you want and catch them. How you guys doing? Fish were scattered up and down the entire water column. They're kind of all over the place. So run your Coho stuff, run some bigger stuff. Other people reported they were catching a lot of fish on spoons. That didn't really work for us, but Dodgers and flies have been working for everybody.
Yeah.
So get your Dodgers and flies down. A few kings here and there, but it's mainly Cohos, a few lake trout, a little everything. But yeah, today we were out. We fished mainly in the 70 to 90. We saw fish on the top to bottom. We double up on a keel weight Coho rig, and then at the same time a rigger down 75 would get a fish as well. So it's kind of scattered all over the place and consistent fishing. Pretty normal for this year. You can see there's a lot of boats out, but everybody's pretty spread out for the most part.
Yeah, and we'd always say this: try and get away from the pack of boats.
Exactly.
It'll definitely help you out with your fishing and all that. And folks are setting up in 30, and they're going all the way out to hundreds. So there's a wide area where you can get some fish caught and get on the bite. As far as what's been working specifically, the custom spin doctor that we have continues to be a great producer, and that's that orange yellow dot UV. And we also have that in the non-UV version. It's just been really great in bringing in coho and taking coho off the rigger. Rob and I also are working on a video where we built our own or designed our own flashers, and I don't want to give away too much on that video because we'll be editing it. But what I will say is that we do have a ton of tapes for you to make your own flashers. Rob, when he did his, decided to make his flasher off of this orange board, and I'm just say is it did well. It did well. But we have all kinds of tapes here for flashers and stubbies in our aisle. So you can actually, for those of you that really are creative or want to try something or had this idea in your head of creating a flasher or a dodger that you always wanted that isn't out there, we've got enough tapes here for you to create that. So we do have that to mention as well. And again, Rob's orange, as we were out yesterday, took quite a few fish as well on a high diver. Stubbies continue to do very well. For me, the 50-50 stubby, just the fire orange has done well. The reverse fire dot, which is the orange, or I'm sorry, which is the flame stubby with the chartreuse dots, also took quite a few fish yesterday off a high diver. The 50-50 stubby, 15 down, did really well. And this is across the depths of water. It doesn't matter. I took fish in the shallows 35, and we were out there into 80s and beyond. So again, they're all over the place. There's the flasher fly bite still doing well. Coho are hitting those things. They're not shying away from it. So those are doing well. Some of the standout flies have been Blue Liz for us. The Midnight Dragon has been doing well. Next Generation has been doing well. 7-Up fly, two-tone. Did I mention Blue Liz? I think I mentioned Blue Liz. Again, Blue Liz. Yeah, I mentioned Blue Liz. It's been also.
It 3 times.
I mentioned it 3 times?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Has also been doing well. Trying to think of what else. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them below. Coolerade said, "Man, I thought you guys were streaming live from the lake. Come on, bro." No, we're not in the lake. We were out in the lake. We do these lives here at the shop once we're back so that we can focus on what we're doing here and stream at a higher quality versus being on the boat with your cell phone. We're all about quality. One other thing I do want to mention here, we finally were able to product test the Coho Salmon. This is the 10, which is what we were using for a downrigger on a downrigger rod. And yesterday, this thing is actually fantastic. We had a really good experience with this thing. Once you dial in the tension with the knob right here, and you really fine tune that lever drag, because this is what you'll use here, the little knob to expand or contract that range for the tension. Once you dial that thing in, you can literally send your downrigger, send the downrigger down, and it'll peel off the rod so smoothly. Instead of, when you thumb it, you get that jerky action. When you dial this thing in here, super smooth, built like a tank. I caught a couple coho on it yesterday off the downrigger when me and Rob were filming, and felt really good. So really positive experience with the Coho Salmon SLX 10. A great option for those on the downrigger, and the bigger options are going to be great for your long lines, coppers and leghorns. So we do have those in stock, but we wanted to follow up from last week's fishing report where we said we were going to get these out to product test them. So that's a little bit of feedback with that. As far as kings go, as Rob may have mentioned, here and there, there's getting picked off. Nothing, insane just yet. We're still kind of waiting to see when those numbers of kings will show up. And the truth is, it can happen today, tomorrow, next week. I mean, we don't really know with any certainty. I know I've been following the Michigan side, and they're starting to have to actually fish for the kings now, whereas before they were just anything in the water, they were just nailing them. So I think there might be some kind of fish starting to spread out of that area, which means they might start swimming over to our side, perhaps. I think I heard at Port they caught some. There was some caught down in our area the other day, and I think today too.
Yep.
So again, they're starting to get little spots of them here and there, but we'll wait to see how that turns out. And we're still waiting for that spoon bite to turn on. It hasn't really turned on. It's been a
Not
flash
for
of fire.
us. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
not
getting
for us,
reports
yeah.
from other people out there catching a lot on spoons. Last week we had fish on spoons, but the last 2 days for us fishing personally, spoons have not been a ticket at all.
Yeah, it's so weird how that happens
Yeah.
where certain things are on and off. Because I remember last year, it was at this time of year it was lights out with spoons.
Yeah, last year was a pretty good spoon bite in the spring.
yeah.
Even early on,
Yes.
when we had those April cohos around, a lot of days the spoons were doing better to flies.
Yeah.
It hasn't really been the case this year.
Yeah, interesting how that changes year to year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what is it about the same fish? Just each class of fish that wants their own
Exactly.
thing, you know. So we'll see when that kind of really starts to pick up, kind of go from there. Anything that you wanted to share, Rob, that may have missed or not touched on? We talked about the reel.
Yeah, I got to finally yesterday when
Yeah.
we fished. I didn't really get to use it myself yet, but
I
did
caught
use
all the
it.
fish on that rigger.
Yeah. Yesterday or today, I got to use it myself, and I really liked the way it cranked in. It's got a lot of cranking power, so bringing in the flashers was really nice. Once you get the drag, the lever and the little knob, the drag dialed in, just letting it, I heard him talking about it, but it goes on really smoothly. You don't need to thumb the spool on the way down. So I think this is going to go over really well. But yeah, if you're going fishing, just get a variety of stuff, in the water. It should all work. I stick with mostly flies, but we're seeing the 8-inch stuff working a little bit. I mentioned this was good today.
No,
the frog paddle down on the rigger was one of our better rods today. So I don't even remember what fly behind it. Probably a bullfrog, but that worked as well.
yeah. So they're going. One thing I did forget to mention is that we do have these stubbies just came in, which are the glow green splatterbacks. So we've got the splatter black green on this side, and it's just the white glow on the back side. So that is in stock, limited quantities. That was something that was requested. Folks are asking you to get it, right?
Yep.
So we got some
Special order.
Yeah, special orders. So those are in here for while they last. Other than that, fishing continues to be well for Coho, which, I mean, look, a lot of people are like, I want kings. We're blessed to have the amount of Coho that we have, man.
Yeah, to have Coho
We're
fishing
spoiled.
this good for this long
Yeah.
is pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Kings will be here, and not to discourage you from fishing for them, because there are some around, and if you do fish for them, eventually you're going to get into some. But, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of fish caught. If it's the way I've been doing it, is just doing, fishing for a mixed bag.
Yeah. Yeah, just put out the 8-inchers, looking for kings. Those Cohos are not shying away from it.
Exactly.
So you'll get into a variety of stuff. Cover the depths of the water column because, we were catching yesterday in the boat. 15 feet down was our best. A 3-color with a stubby. The high divers were not that deep. We're doing well. Then I went out my kayak and 15 feet down with stubbies was smoking them. The paddle down 25, 30. I've been catching them down as deep as 60, in 80 feet of water. So they're just
all over the place.
Yeah, they're all over the place. So spread your stuff out throughout the water column for the best, to maximize your opportunities is probably the best thing you can say. If there's any questions, feel free to put it in the chat right now before we wrap things up here. Looking forward, though, I mean, the bite should continue to hold. We've got some decent weather. We've had some decent weather consistent the last couple of days, which is thank God, because we've been getting beat up this spring with the winds.
Yeah.
So we actually got some decent weather. Don't look too far into the forecast, but tomorrow looks like another good day to get out for Sunday, whether in the boat or the kayak. Take advantage of it, and we'll see what happens going into the next week. Don't forget the Big Pond Brawl June 8th event is coming up. We'll have more information on our social media, so make sure you're following us on Facebook at Lake Michigan Angler. Any and all the stuff that we talked about today, or any other stuff that you may need for your fishing, spoons, flashers, flies, terminal tackle, all that stuff, we have it here at the shop, so stop on by, or you can order online at lakemichiganangler.com. I think that's all we have for today's fishing report, man. Wish you all the best. If you have any questions, feel free to stop in the shop. We're happy to help you guys, and we'll see you guys next week with another report. Take care.
Have a good one.